Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm going to be excited to show you a Bendie card that stands up. We'll do that in a minute. First, I wanted to just give you my contact information and my new March hose code. Today is the last day of February, so this will start. So please check it out. Here's my Facebook business page and my YouTube channel. I am casing this Bendie card from Connie Stewart. So here's what you're going to need. She used different colors and such, but it's basically her card design. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'll score that in a moment with you. Then I have 2 Fresh Freesia covers. They basically cover that white in there, so it just looks a little more seamless. You need a basic white 4 1/4 by 5, and we're going to score that, and 2 back message pieces, which are the 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. So if you want to go ahead and take a screenshot of the measurements, you can go ahead and do that. All right, what I'm going to do with the first thing is I'm just going to, you can bring in your Simply Scored. I'm just using my paper trimmer, and I am going to score this at 2 1/8. So I'm making sure I'm using the gray scoring blade, and that is going to give me that back part. It doesn't look particularly 100% even. I might have to look at that. Make sure I did it on the right side. I did. Let me make sure I have it cut nicely. I did. All right, so I might just fussle with that a little bit. That's a real official term, fussle. And make it a little bit straighter. That seems to work. Now, I'm going to take my 4 3/4 by 5. Make sure the 4 3/4 is up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it first at 1/2 inch. And because of our wonderful paper trimmer, I can do it over here, scoring at 1/2 inch. Then I can move it to, turn it around, really, is all I'm doing, and scoring it again at 1/2 inch. You could score it at 1/2 and then move to 4 1/4. I just did it 1/2 inch on both sides, just to make our life easy. Whichever one works for you. And then the other thing that she shared, I'll bring that back in the screen there, is to just miter the corners. They don't show, so it doesn't have to be exact. It's nice when you're putting it together. It just helps a little bit. So for this Bendie card, I wanted to have some Thanksgiving, spring. You could put Happy Spring on the inside. You could do anything you wanted. But I wanted to make sure we had a little bit of a springy message. And I am loving the mixed media florals. These, you get into a stamp set and you use it, and it's so fun. So you notice how I have this down, and I'm putting the ink on top of it to make sure I really have it inked up well. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can set it on here and rub it really well to make sure you get ink everywhere. I'm going to actually go down with it. I do better centering it when I do it this way. I'm going to put it down, and I'm not going to rock it, but I'm going to push to make sure that I have it inked up really well. So here we go. Oh, that's a nice one. Now, the blends I'm going to use, and I already have them out here, is I'm using Granny Apple Green for the green, both of the dark and the light. Fresh Freesia, I have a little red, light real red, and a light boho. So I'm going to do it as quick as I possibly can. So I'll show you how to do it very quickly. So I don't like to take a lot of time with this, and I might not do the whole thing because you kind of know how I'm doing that. So that's how I'm doing the blue, nothing too exciting. How am I doing the tulips? I am going to kind of go through. It's not perfect, because remember, you can blend it together. The part that Stampin' Up! Already gave me. Now, I just have on order my fresh freesia. I use a lot. So I'll have to get as much as I can with the big end. And because I have a new one on order, it should come in before I need to use it in my class. And just come through and blend it together. And you can do as much as you want. If you think you need a little bit more dark there, you can add a little more. For some reason, I start with the dark first and then do the light. There is no rhyme or reason on that. I've seen people do it both ways. Most important thing is just to blend them together, and it gets such a beautiful look to your tulips. Now, for the leaves, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on these lines, and I'm going to do them with the dark Granny Apple Green. The other part I'm going to do is the stem with the dark Granny Apple Green. I would say use the small end of your blends. You might be happier with that. Then I'm going to come back through with the light, and it just gives a little depth to your leaf. And the beautiful thing about Stampin' Up! Is they give us ideas on where we should put some of the darker parts and where you should put some of the lighter parts. So I would go through and color the whole thing, which I'm not going to do right now, but I will do off camera at some point. Now I have this, and I have to make sure it really is even. Oh, it is better than I thought. I thought it was way off, but you know, when you're on camera, it's kind of hard. And what I'm going to do is, this is, if you look, it's going to be like this. It fits in a nice card base, and it also stands up. So this is my front, and I'm checking. Yep, it bends that way. So this will be my back. I have these two white pieces, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And what I did is I used Memento, Fresh Freesia, and Granny Apple Green. And I put Granny, I couldn't remember which one I did. I did the Happy in the Granny Apple Green. And then I did the Easter, and you could put Happy Spring. There's lots of words. I'm using these two stamp sets. So Choose Happy has a ton of words. Hello, whatever you wanted to put. That's the beauty of it. I'm going to stamp that. Hopefully I'm on camera there. And then I'm going to move this way off camera. And I'm going to bring my black out again. And I'm just putting some flowers on there, and you can write however much you want to write. And then I'm going to, oops, be helpful if I colored my flowers again. As quick as I can, I'm going to color these flowers. Now, if you don't have boho blue, it is one of the in colors that is leaving this year. I have gotten to love boho blue. I actually, when I first started looking at some of the in colors for that year, I wasn't that thrilled. And now they've really grown on me, and I like them a lot. Copper Clay, Pebble Path, Wild Wheat. I did not like Wild Wheat at the beginning, and now it's one of my favorites. It's a great gold. So, you know, it's like it took me 2 years, and I'm really getting into it, and it's going to be retiring. So with that, you should get your re-inkers, get anything you need, because once the new catalog comes out, you will not be able to get Wild Wheat or boho blue or any of those wonderful colors anymore. The great news is that means we'll have 5 new in colors, and I am excited to see what they're going to be. Okay, those 2 I did color so I can get them on the back, and I'll show you how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this one back here. So we've got our back, because you got to have a place to send it. And I'm going to take a minute off camera to finish coloring this, and then I'll come back and show you how we put this card together. Okay, so I've got this all colored. I am going to add a cute little ladybug. I'm going to stamp the ladybug in black and put the little ladybug right here on that leaf. Whoops. I'm going to try it again, see if I can get it. Nah, that's not too bad. It's got a little bit of extra gray, but I'm okay with that. What if that had been a real boo-boo? What would I do? I would probably stamp it and cut it out and put it on there. But this will work out quite fine. Now, what I'm going to do is take my tear and tape, and I'm going to adhere that right here. And right here. And it just tears. That's why they call it tear tape. Now, this seems weird, but if you really push it down, it often will come off better. You're also going to want to do a nice fold, crease those sides. And I'm going to go ahead and take the tear and tape strip off. Now, what I'm going to do is kind of line it up on here as best I can. And now you got your Bendie card. Is that easy or what? Now, to cover up those little inside pieces, you don't have to, but this is what Connie Stewart did, and I thought these, she called them inside freesia covers, and I thought that was good because you can put a little glue on it, kind of put it in there, get it in so it's not showing. I cut it so it's a little bit shorter, and go ahead and push it down. And that way it just makes it all a seamless color, and it doesn't draw attention to those flaps on the inside. Like I say, do you need this? No. It's just a nice finishing, I think, for this card. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to fit it in. Move it down just a little bit. And there we go. So the last thing we have to do is, we don't have to, but we're going to choose to, take a piece of the yellow. This is from the Baker's Twine 3-color pack. Looked Eastery. I always think of yellow and light purple for Easter. I don't know why, but those are the colors that come to my mind. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a knot there, pull it down a little bit so it goes a little bit better. And just keep pulling it till I get the size I like. Then I'm going to take a glue dot. Now, with glue dots, what I would do, it's a little bigger than you need it to be. So I'm going to take it in my finger, the glue dot on my finger, and just kind of squeeze it so it's a little bit smaller roll it around, put it on the back, put your little, now I think that is a little bit big, so I'm going to take my ribbon scissors and just snip it off. And that still might be big. I might just actually snip that off just a little bit. Everything's sticking to me. Just a little bit more. There we go. Throw that out. And you can see what a cute card you have when you stand it up or when you lay it down. And it folds flat. It's a different fun fold. Not hard to make. You have your writing on the back. And it's a great Easter or spring card to send. So I hope you give it a try. Have a great day.